What's up, good people? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? Hope all is well. Welcome
Yes.
to Wind
Thanks
Down.
for tuning in.
Yeah, we are back at it again. Another week. Thank God. We back in the building doing what we do. Beautiful day outside, and y'all know how it is, but it is Wind Down Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I really don't have to say who I am, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Y'all know. Some of y'all might not know. My name is Sandy, and I'm sitting here with my girl.
Hey, it's Shanice. You guys know how we do it. Wind down Wednesday. I'm day. The middle of the week. We almost there. Hold on. Hang on.
Put a hump in your back, baby. Put a hump in your back.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You'll be standing
It's,
straight up.
that's right.
You'll be able to roll them shoulders back and stand straight up because Friday
Uh,
is coming right around the corner. But since it's
yeah.
hump day, you know
Yes.
what
Put
we
a hump in your back.
talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. So let's
Mhm.
get going and let's get moving. But thanks for tuning in and thanks for listening. And y'all know we don't do this because we get paid for it. We do it because we like doing it. We talk about stuff. We talk about things. We talk about issues. We talk about everything, stuff that we going through, stuff that y'all may be going through. But you all know what we do. We just discuss it. So today, let's just talk about it. But in the meantime, in the between time, hey sis, how your week been though? How your week been?
That's going quick. Had a great weekend. We had a great turnout at the comedy show. Um, Cincinnati showed up. Andy showed up. So it was a good time. It's a fun time. So tired, sleepy, but other than that, grateful. We almost to Friday, so it'll wind down hopefully, literally a little bit. But yeah, it's been going good. How about your week?
Good, good, good to hear. You know me, just one day at a time, trying to maintain, trying to move, trying to focus on bigger and better things, focusing on me pretty much, because all
Staying
the other
positive.
stuff, yeah, you know how it is, staying positive in a positive manner, so that's what I'm doing, regardless of who, what, when, where, why. I'm gonna be me and I'm gonna stay positive about all of it. So other than that, my week has been wonderful. It's been good. Doing what I got to do. Whole lot of stuff I'm doing, like I said, for me. But so, I got some things in the fire and irons over here, irons over there, some stuff that I got to do to get done with hopes that I'll be finished with everything by this summer. So, I'm doing pretty good, trying to hang in there, maintaining, still going through that process of, my brother not being here, I have my moments, my family has their moments. So, but God still is yet able and he's still providing and he's still doing whatever he needs to do on our behalf.
For
So at the end of
sure.
the day, it don't matter what it is. I am still leaning and depending on God to make sure He can do whatever it is He said He was gonna do, and just I'm just gonna keep it moving. But other than that, my week has been great. Today was a beautiful day.
Yeah, I'm excited because we still get that good sunshine going on right now. It was warmer. Yesterday was track, so we was out there. I was all bundled up in a blanket. It was cold, but that was a fun time. So yeah, and then also I got some bad news about losing a family member too. So I understand just trying to stay on the side of positive, because at any time it could be any one of us. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it seems like every time I turn around, it's like somebody that's in the family
they
is
leaving.
passing away. So,
Yeah.
somebody that I know. What's going on,
Hey,
Wanda?
Wanda.
How you? How you?
Thanks for tuning in. Yes.
In. But every time you turn around, somebody gone here, there, whatever. So, you just gotta make the best of it. You gotta do what you
You
gotta
gotta be grateful. Yeah, for
do.
all the little moments, all the little things and all the big things.
Yep, got to be. So other than that, like you said, and I saw my baby girl running. I was like, you better. I was hollering at the darn, hollering at the phone because half of the time I don't see it till late. I was like, run, run. So I wasn't in on the live piece of it, but
I
I
think
did
she
see
might have
her.
heard you. She was gone. I think she might
I
have heard
know
you. She was gone.
she was running. She was running. She was moving fast. So we know she going somewhere to get a scholarship in track with somebody.
Hey, yeah, for
Or whatever
sure.
it is, we know she gonna get a scholarship.
For
So
sure.
But the weather is good today. I'm enjoying it. Yes, Wanda, long time no see.
Hello, welcome back, Wanda. We
Been
missed
on
you.
a sabbatical. Yeah, I ain't even seen you in church because in a minute you ain't gonna be able to blame it on COVID because they gonna be everything, the man,
Full open.
all of, the Ohio is already mandate free with the mask, so you ain't got to worry about that. But unfortunately, some of the churches are still,
They
uh,
ain't playing them kind of game.
yep. So cool, Taj Gibson, cool Baines. I hear you. But yeah, so everything has been good. Courtney was just talking about, oh my God, that's the problem. I said, what's the problem? She was like, this weather change, my eyes have
I
been
know your
burning,
allergies.
nose
Oh my
running,
goodness.
all of that, everything going on. What up, Taj?
Hey,
Thanks for
thanks for tuning
tuning
in.
in. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all know, but in case you didn't know, but you about to know, because we about to get into the nitty gritty of it all. So
Yeah.
y'all, this is my question that I want to ask, because we are Black women. Yeah, you better come on in because Jesus
Take
saves.
your time. I understand. Take your time.
Jesus saves. He's still saving these days. He's still out there waiting on you. Come on in. Come on in. But y'all know the buzz has been around since Sunday. You know what's been going on. But my question is, it's everybody's probably tired of talking about it. Some people are tired of talking about it. But my question, and everybody knows what I want to ask and what I feel, several things, because we're gonna probably touch a lot of the issues that we think that may have happened, it could have happened, it should have happened, it might happen.
True.
The smackdown that Chris Rock got from Will Smith. But my thing is, what I want to say is, how do y'all feel about your hair? Women, how do you feel about your hair?
Do you feel attached to it? Do you feel like it's just hair? Like, what's your talk to us? We want to hear it.
Okay, you give my baby girl a hug too. I'm be praying.
Oh, I hope
That's
she,
my
hope she
baby.
feel better.
I hope she feel better too, because that's my baby with herself, with her beautiful self. Yeah, so talk to us about it. So my question is, because I often say, I don't think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think women, we as Black women, appreciate our hair a whole lot more than anybody else. Let me say that, because we do cherish our hair. You look at Madam C.J. Walker; she actually came out with that comb so our hair could do better and look better and be better, and we feel better about ourselves. Because y'all know back in the day, they didn't have no hairstylists. If they did, I don't know what kind of hair they was doing, because they
They
always
didn't. They didn't. Yeah, they winged it. They did each other's hair. They did braids and plaits, and it wasn't a focus on their hair. Whatever can get them by.
right. I mean, things aren't like it is now, back the way it was back then, because they didn't have no chemicals or anything to put in their hair. They didn't have no gels to put in their hair. They didn't have no grease to put in their hair. So how do you feel as a female? How do you feel about your hair? And the reason why I asked that question is, what happens if you couldn't have hair? What happens if you couldn't grow hair and you had to cut it off? How would you feel? What would you do? Because I think it's and some women do cherish their hair, because the Bible speaks of, you know, Samson with the hair.
Yeah.
When Delilah cut his hair was his weakness. That was his
Right.
weakness. So how do you feel about hair? Um, Wanda, I don't condone Will Smith smacking Chris, but let's be real. Chris been asking for it for the longest. He's been taking jabs at them for the longest. I say he got what he got. Hey, a lot of people think he got what he got and got what he deserved. But how would you feel? Because alopecia for some women, hey, I know a few women that's got it, and they're not going bald. You know what I'm saying? They're not
Yeah,
doing they're not doing what Jada did. So the question is, how do you feel about not having hair?
right. Yeah, alopecia and alopecia areata is, I mean, it affects people differently. I love my hair. Obviously I cut it short. I'm bald by choice. But if something was to happen where was to lose my hair, I just think that it's an individual perspective or how they feel. Obviously, as a woman, as a female, you don't want to. I don't know no one who signs up to say, "Hey, I want to get this disease so I can lose my hair." No one signs up to say that. But if that happens, you just have to maneuver with it. You know what I mean? It's just like when the weather change outside. We got to put an umbrella in the car. We got to
Yeah.
just maneuver with it. And so, as long I feel like if your attachment shouldn't be to physical things because those things are gonna go anyway. I mean, we're gonna get wrinkles. We're gonna get little frown lines. It's gonna get a little grayer. I mean, that's just the order of the nature of things on how God designed it. So I mean, I love my hair. I mix it up all the time, colors, braids, you name it, grow it out, cut it. Um, but I really can't speak on having a severe illness where it takes your hair out unless I can't speak on it because I haven't had that issue. I have the choice now to be able to say I want it longer, I want it short, and I can mix it up. But those who have alopecia areata or alopecia, they don't have that option. And so everybody's viewpoint and their feelings on that is different.
Yeah.
How about you? What you think?
Well, I think it's real different. And I think that, my thing is a whole lot of times it's see, that's what I'm talking about. You said it, cherish your hair. You cherish your hair. Jada has a legit scalp condition, and she shadowed how it affects her. I mean, she showed how it affects her, and she did. And that's what I say a lot of times. She did show how it affected her head, because if y'all go back in the day, she loved her hair, honey, baby. She would pop some styles up in their hair, whether it was a weave or braids or a short cut or a long cut. She really cherished her hair. And Will went to her defense, and she said, I'd want my husband or mate to do the same thing. Well, he ain't got to do no smacking. I get it. I say that too. What's up, Marva? What's going on?
Hey,
Yeah, I miss
Marvel.
you at church too. Ain't no excuse. Y'all better get on
Yeah.
back in there.
Marva said it's always been hard for some black women to grow their hair. So some are sensitive about their hair. Nobody wants to lose their hair, and it's more in the black woman than anybody else. I was blessed with hair. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Just and imagine, because Marva, you do have a head full of beautiful hair. Marva got a head full of, and so does Wanda. Head full of beautiful hair. And so does baby girl. I mean, beautiful hair. Can you imagine not having that hair because it's gonna be in patches because you got that hair disease? And the last thing that you want, anybody want, don't nobody want nobody talking about them in public or in private. Nobody wants that, and especially a female. And this is my thing. Jada, Will, whomever, all of those that's in the limelight and the spotlight can only hold up so long because that's what they got to do. They have to portray that image that nothing bothers them until something severe happens. And then on the inside, behind the closed doors, they are crying. They are, they're shut down on a lot of things, aren't trying to do much. Will even stated that in his speech. You have to portray yourself in a different way when you're in public than you do behind the closed doors. Nobody knows what she went through but him.
Right.
How many nights did she cry on his shoulder about her hair? We don't know that. And for you to get up on national TV, talk about a black woman's hair, how do we know that she don't have no self-esteem issues, but she don't show us because she has to portray a different image? And for her to have
I just think it got taken out of context. Really, I just think it was just a flat out joke. and that was it. I don't think it was an attack. I mean, he didn't come out and say, you bald head, you got alopecia. He didn't say, you bald head, you got a skin disease. Like, he didn't, you know what I mean? I just don't feel like it was attack. I just feel like he was joking. She was the butt of the joke, and she happened to have this illness that some people knew about and some people didn't know about. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think if he really attacked her illness, then yes, you were purposely, you know what I mean, attacking her on her illness. But just to make a joke, I mean, I don't see it as that.
Well, my thing, I'm like you, Wanda. He should have stayed in his lane. My thing is, every time he's up on a stage and they are there, he has absolutely positively come out and just picked on them. You know, you could have picked on somebody else. You
I
know what I'm
agree with
saying?
that. I agree with that. And then too, a lot of, like you just said, a lot of times it's a lot of information that not just them, but a lot of celebrities, they put too much of their personal business out there. So they make themselves the butt of the joke, if you ask me. Not saying that it was okay, it wasn't okay for him to hit him, because at the end of the day, we teach our kids, people can say whatever they want to, but you can't just walk through life because somebody said something you didn't
Right.
like. Like, that happens all the day, every day, 24 hours
Yep.
a day. I can't put my hands on somebody because they said something that I didn't, agree with. And so that, to me, was wrong. But as far as purposefully, I don't think that it was a purposeful thing, as far as I'm attacking her disease. But
Right.
they put their business out there. I say, so what? I mean, what do you get?
Yeah. I
What do
mean,
you expect?
and you can go back and look at the video that she made. She made a video specifically talking about her losing her hair and what she had to do. She was very emotional about it. She said about the struggle that she had to have. She wasn't like a Tiffany Haddish who decided to cut her hair all off, or Sanaya Latham who just decided to cut all their hair off and
Right.
to throw it back. So they had that opportunity to do that. But if you go back, she don't have that. She didn't have that opportunity. Wanda says she's seen the footage from other functions where Chris took shots at them. I know. I mean, I don't.
Right. They didn't give it any energy. And that's the
Right.
thing, nowadays, if somebody sends something negative, whether it's true or not, your energy is what feeds it. So
Yeah.
there could be a positive energy that feeds it. It could be a negative energy that feeds it, or it's just null and void, it's no response at all. And we got no response at all. It's just that. Because people are gonna talk about you from sun up to sundown, from the time since the end of time, people begin talked about Capstone.
Absolutely. And
So, I mean, when you're in the public eye, you put a lot of personal information out there, best believe you're gonna get talked about, you're gonna get memed, all those things.
and it's unfortunate. Even if the thing about it, and you just said it, people are going to talk about you. They are. There is nothing that you can do about it. If you know about it, some people want to fight. Some people want to, hit you in the nose, or some people want to retaliate and come back and talk about you. That's if you know about it. But if you
Right.
don't know about it, and if I did know about it, I don't give a crap, because at the end of the day, you ain't paying nothing in my house. You ain't putting no food in my mouth. You ain't putting no gas in
Right.
my car.
Yeah.
My
I'm not gonna lose
everything,
sleep over it, because I mean it doesn't amount to a hill of beans. It means nothing.
nothing.
And everyone has to put an opinion, just like a butthole. And so that doesn't make it factual.
No, and it doesn't. But my thing is, it's like, but this situation is, it's unfortunate, and it's unfortunate that it happened. Marva said, no, they don't. My hair has changed due to my age and medication, which is another issue.
That's a big one.
She
Yep.
made a joke in front of all those people, and she was hurt. She really was, because you could see the expressions on her face. However, Will should have waited and caught him on the side of the
Side of
stage.
the stage. And I agree with you
At the
1000%.
end of
I
the day,
said
I do
the
too.
same thing.
Wanda says either way, Chris should have never went there. She's just saying, I agree. At some point you got to be the bigger woman or the bigger man. You just got to be the bigger person. But you can keep talking about me all day until you blue in the face. I don't.
And that's what she said in her, and that's what she said. That's what she came out and said. You talk about me, I don't care. And so with her saying that, then that says to me, like, hey, you probably should have whispered something in your husband's ear, like, it's okay, babe. Like, don't trip, don't chill. Put a hand on his shoulder, a hand on his knee. How they was, close together like that. Something where this man does not embarrassing himself.
What she should
If that's
have.
how you really felt. I mean, your
Right.
face showed one thing, but you verbally saying, okay, I'm irritated by it. Y'all keep talking about it, whatever.
And we
But
all say that, hindsight.
yeah,
We all,
right.
shoulda, woulda, coulda. the thing about it is, did she have time to? Because her dress was gorgeous and beautiful. It was long, but did she have time to actually get up? Will Smith was asked by the Academy to leave the awards. He refused. So I just saw that on the news. Say he was asked to leave the Academy Awards, but he refused to leave.
I mean, the whole situation was upsetting.
It was. My thing is that, she sat there. You could see it on her face. You really could see it on her face.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Oh yeah,
bothered by it. She was really bothered by it.
Very irritated. Very irritated.
Did she mumble under her voice? You know what I'm saying? Did she say something under her voice to, because, oh, here he go again, because you can keep that smile on your day. Say, there you go again, So because he was laughing at the joke.
That's the thing too. That was the thing too. He was laughing with everybody else, and it was just like, oh snap.
Right. Like, whoa, and saw the reactions, her reactions, because she was smiling and carrying on too. But it obviously bothered her because you think, if you my friend, you my ace boom coon, you my dog, we family, we this, that, and the other. We close, we tight. Why are you out there? Why are you up on stage taking a dig at me with something that's really personal? And she probably felt some kind of way about that. I'm telling you, I think she's been struggling with the fact that she has the disease.
I'm pretty sure that she has, but I just feel like it's an underlying, it's something else, with that. It's an underlying thing that just made him kind of just like snap. Because even with the whole red table talk,
I don't think her self-esteem is as high as we think it is. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's as where we think.
Like she is secure in herself as she acts as though she is.
Yeah, she portrays that
to be
is right because she has to, because that's what. And if you go back and if you can recall, her mother cut her hair short, her daughter cut her hair short, her son cut her hair short. So back in that period, that time frame, were they preparing for this moment? Because I'm sure she just did not come up with having alopecia. I'm sure that.
I mean, I don't know. The girl been wearing short hair for years, and it was bad. You know what I'm saying?
Sharp.
So sharp. You know what I'm saying? Her and Halle Berry, them cuts. Listen, sharp. So I'm pretty sure it was a transition. I mean, for any woman that's had hair, whether it's cancer, leukemia, whatever, and your hair is coming out and just falling out where you have to go bald. That's tough for some women. Some women they make it over to the other side and they embrace it. Some women take a little bit longer.
I would say it's tough for Black women because for a long time, if you looked at her, she wore those tourniquets, those things.
Those head wraps.
Yeah, she did. She wore head wraps for a long, long time. So if she was so confident in coming out with bald hair, it would have been fine with her to cut it off. Even to do like Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish cut hers off in public. You know what I'm saying? She let people see her, and so did Sanaa Lathan. But she wasn't that way. She did not come out like that. She didn't want nobody to know till she finally, I got to let people know what's going on. I got to do this because if I don't, then I'm gonna have to
start asking questions and.
Because she was that when she hit the carpet anywhere, she does anything, her hair is off the charts. Bad as I'll get out. So it's like, what do you do?
Right.
So it's like at the end of the day, should he have defended his wife in the way that he did? He could have changed. He could have been charged with an assault. He could have. Because
and who's to say he's still not?
I mean, and it ain't too late. He could. Marva said Chris is good. I think he's been going through something about that hair. She's human. She wore short hair, but it was a choice. It was. when she was wearing it, it was a choice.
Right.
Before
It's a
she
different ball game now.
right now it's different. She ain't got no choice now. But she said Will was dead wrong for hitting him. He sure was. Now you don't put your
Yeah.
hands on nobody. But my question is too, how far would you be willing to go for your mate? How far are you willing to go for your mate? How far do you think your mate would go for you? Now I ain't going to jail for nobody. I'm not going.
Say it again for the people in the back.
I'm not going. Hello, I'm not going to jail for you. But
I ain't gonna be able to do no time, player.
My thing is, I'm gonna defend you. I'm gonna defend you because I was just saying this to somebody earlier, and I was like, if we're in a room and somebody want to start talking about my mate or my partner or my husband or my fiance, hold on, time out. I'm gonna defend my boo. I'm sorry.
Of course. Rightfully
I'm gonna step in. Now it ain't gonna get to the point we got to go to blows, but I'm gonna step in to defend no, let me tell you something. It's one thing for me to say something, but you're not gonna sit here and talk about my boo like that. That's not gonna happen. It was a sad day because it involved two Black icons. You're absolutely correct. And it mimicked because he got up there and he said, Denzel Washington said blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Why you got to throw Denzel in it? You know what I'm saying? Why you got to toss Denzel out there and say what Denzel, when you get to a certain level, the devil always gonna come in and try to mix up and destroy your joy.
Wherever it is that you allow. But I just think it was a tipping point. It was a breaking point. But just like they're saying that he was defending her, where's her defense for him? Where's her, hey babe, ooh, even beforehand, like them preparing themselves, like, okay, babe, it's a possibility we might get talked about at this award. So if so, just chill. I'm not gonna even trip on it. I might be a little salty or whatever, but it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, and where's her defense wife to put her hand on his leg to say, hey, it's cool, it's okay, it's okay.
They could have,
you know what I mean? Like,
knowing Chris was gonna be up there, if they knew Chris was gonna be
the presenter
at any point up there to present anybody's award, they probably should have been more prepared for that because he's done that before.
And it's a comedian. You're sitting on the front.
Right. And
right.
You're right, brother. You're right. She has never defended Will. She's never stepped out in front of Will. Will is always,
and that's the thing.
Will is always her biggest supporter. But once again, the Bible says the man should be the head of the household.
That's got nothing to do with support.
He's supposed to lead his family.
That's got nothing to do with it.
I'm just saying. So if he decided to lead his family with a smack,
who are we?
Who are we to say anything different?
But here's the thing. I don't want my mate to do something, and I'm not going to do something that's going to cause me to backtrack and damage control, because every move that I make, I'm going to have to be intentional about that, because I'm not going to apologize for something that I don't feel that I need to apologize for. You know what I'm saying?
And then you're right, Wanda, because everybody is different. But I am going to ride or die for mine. And my expectations are for them to ride or die for me.
Wanda again said he still got what he got, though. But I basically said the same thing, Wanda. I said, listen, when he got off as soon as he came out the stop, I would have met him to the side and say, hey, what was that all about? I just feel like you need to apologize to my wife because that was overstepping the lines. And then just let it, and then sit back down and let it go from there.
Right.
Like, you just got to be tactful on things. But like I said, she does not defend him. And so it was like a breaking point. He just snapped. I mean, like any of us, he's tired.
Yeah. Look at what she said in her statement.
It wasn't defending him.
She didn't say much.
It wasn't defending him. That's
true. And it's almost like, well, it is what it is. Pretty much that's what I was like. She was like, it is what it is,
Yes, Barbara. Tact, class, and dignity. There you go.
Oh, hey, I already know what my Deke would have done. My Deacon Shelton I already know what Deacon Shelton would have done, baby.
It wouldn't have been a laying on of the hands.
Baby, I know what Deacon Shelton would have done. And he would have let them know. And you would have heard him. You would have heard him over there in the corner somewhere, but you would have known that it was him and what he was doing. But you're right. She had that affair. Brother said, Will knew exactly. He knew who to slap.
Because, baby, listen, it wouldn't have been The Rock. It wouldn't have been Cat Williams. It wouldn't have been a whole lot of people.
But then, too, I don't know if y'all noticed, but Chris Rock hands are not like, they're not like this.
No, they're like, yeah, they're
His
like,
hands are like something,
yeah, like
it's
a
like,
monkey paw.
yeah, you never see his hands like normal looking. So
Mm-mm.
with that being said, he probably wasn't going to fight back or hit back or anything. He was, yeah, baby, Deacon Shelton would have checked him real well and pimped his way right on out to church. That's all I'm saying. He sure would have. But no, you don't hear anybody talking about Chris Rock hands. You don't hear anybody talking about, the way he looks or the way he talks or what he's saying. You never hear them talk about anything about Chris. But Chris will be the first one to go in on somebody as a comedian. But I'm trying to figure out what is it that he has against Will and Jada, because that ain't the first time. Like we said, that's not the
That's
first.
not the first time. But again, they put their information out there to be talked about. It's just like I was reading earlier today with Black China. She talking about she had 3 of her cars. She had to get back 3 of her cars and da da da, and she don't get child support. Okay, but the men got they kids 6 days a week. You got one of them 1 day a week, and you got the other one 2 days a week. How you think you're supposed to pay you child support? Like, you put your business out there, and you don't think people gonna talk about you? Like, come on.
But my thing, one Marva says she noticed about his hands too. Just because it's out there does not mean that you should. I mean, that's different. That's probably not as personal, and it's probably not as probably doesn't bother somebody. You losing hair. You losing hair. You can't.
Again, I just don't feel like Chris Rock was a personal jab at her as far as her disease, her alopecia, or lose her hair. I just feel like it was just a joke. Her hair was short buzz, like Demi Moore short buzz. I think that's just what it was, because he did a documentary about people's hair. So why
And that's
would
what
black
I
women hair at that? And so why would he come out and talk about black women's hair? Like, that's dumb. That makes no sense.
let's just say Chris learned. He learned.
Today.
Learned today in her Kevin Hart voice. I know that's right. My thing is, I don't believe anybody should, if you got a disease or any kind of ailment or illness, I don't think I don't care who you are. It should not be brought up. And I don't care if you know about it, if you don't know about it, because there are reasons things happen. And I can't believe for the life of me, I cannot believe if we sitting over here and we ain't nobody, we just the common people. If we knew it was out there that she had a issue with her hair, if we knew that, my question is, why didn't Chris know that? But he did. Like brother said, he did do a documentary with black women about their hair.
That's right.
And black women love their hair. So he knew you can't joke with black women about their hair. You cannot joke with black women about their hair. You just can't. I am not going to joke with nobody about their hair. Not no black woman, because her hair is precious to her. It is. I saw the documentary Good Hair.
I seen it too.
And he did a great job on it. Black women love their hair. And I mean, nobody, that's just me. I don't feel anybody should be standing up in front of anybody and talking about their hair. Because, white women wear more weave than we do.
Actually, they're the ones who started it. Exactly.
Yep. And he said he didn't know. They say he didn't know.
But there was people, and there was a whole bunch of people in the audience that didn't know. So I mean,
yeah, they didn't know. Yeah, and Wanda was Marvin said, no, you can't talk about black women in hair. But here's my other thing too, is that he said he didn't know. It to me, I thought was fake. He hit him with an open palm. He walked off with a smirk on his face.
Mm-hmm.
He was smiling right beforehand.
Right.
Of course, the look on her face was like, there you
she
go.
Was rolling her eyes. She was irritated.
Yeah, like, there you go again. Fake smiling and everything. So does not still negate you walking up on that stage, smacking him. You could have hugged him. You could have went to his ear and said, don't do this and don't do that. Oh, you wrong for that. But I didn't see her budge. I didn't see her move. I didn't see her reach her hand out trying to stop him from coming. I didn't see
No,
no angles of
I
her.
ain't seen her put her hand on her face, like humiliation, like, oh my gosh, she did
None of
not
that.
get it. You know
And
what
then
I'm saying? Come on now.
and then the next thing you know, they at the party jamming.
Like nothing ever happened.
30, 45 minutes later, he up on the thing crying. You know, talking about he got to do like Richard Williams and take care of his family and defend his family and defend what he felt was right for his family and about his family. Well, I'm like you. At what point do you get defended? At what point does anybody defend you? But I still go back. Chris Rock did a documentary on hair. There's some things that you just can't touch when it comes to Black women. The hair's one of them.
Right. He clearly was laughing.
Yeah. Still
he must have found it hilarious himself, because again, they were laughing because they weren't laughing at it as, okay, she got alopecia, because no one would laugh at that. That's not funny. They were laughing because, oh, he made a joke on her. We all remember G.I. Jane and how short that lady's hair was cut. Demi Moore's hair was cut. So that's what the laughs were. It wasn't a ha ha ha, you got alopecia, he's talking about you. It wasn't that. You know, but like I said, I think it's just been a buildup of a lot of things in their relationship because they're so public, and it just spilled over. He just snapped.
Yeah, I mean, and and that's the unfortunate piece. You know, whether he knew or didn't know, Will shouldn't have touched him, shouldn't have put his hands on him. He should have handled it in a different way.
Tactful way.
And then I was, read somewhere that the Academy wrote that joke because, they read that stuff on the
teleprompter.
Screen, on the prompt. They read that. I was told that the Academy wrote that joke.
So then if they wrote it, who was it that wrote the joke?
Well, that's the question. Now, will it all come out? Will Chris come out and say somebody?
And so is that why, is that why Chris then retaliated? Is that why he ain't filing charges, because they done set him up? They had him saying some stuff, and now he getting, you know what I'm saying? He got the backlash from Will Smith. So it's like, y'all told me to say this. Like, what's up?
Because if you noticed, he said whatever he said, and then Will did all that screaming and hollering. Then he looked over on the edge of the stage for a minute and paused, and he said, okay. And then he came back and started talking. So who was he looking over there at? Why did he look over to the other side, at them, as though y'all done got me caught up in some mess, I hit. So I'm like, will we ever know the truth? Nope.
Just messy. Just messy.
We won't ever know the truth. And I'm going to defend mine.
I definitely am.
To a certain point. If I can defend mine, I'm going to defend mine.
But I'm going to defend mine, definitely. But I'm going to also think about the consequences that's going to come behind it, depending on the type of defense.
I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to jail for
definitely not. I'm definitely not getting an assault charge or nothing like that. But at the same time, I'm going to be the person that be like, hey, it's just not worth it. Walk away as well. So, you got to kind of just weigh both. Hey, Robert, thanks for tuning in.
What's going on, Robert? Thanks for tuning in. It's like
we're talking about Will getting slapped out here. I mean, Will slapping out here, not getting slapped.
How much?
And passing out slaps.
Right. How much, Robert, are you willing to go to defend your wife? You know what I'm saying? I know we go beyond the Call of Duty to defend our children, but how would you go? How far are you willing to go to defend your wife? I mean, especially if somebody blasted her or put her on Front Street in front of a whole group of people, and that it bothered her. How far are you willing to go? The sacrifices that you've already made, because he made many. Will have made many sacrifices for her. Many. Everybody's talking about August Alsina. I mean,
Lord have mercy. I don't even want to talk about his comment. Was so confusing.
I was like, Lord. And then he had the meme up there with Madea with the gun. I was like, what are you saying?
Exchanging energies and
like, what you saying? If Will come for you, you're gonna shoot him or what? I mean, like, but the thing,
at the bottom line, the issue has never really been addressed, so properly by Will anyway, as a husband, about his wife. So
that's when he pretty much found out. She was like, it was an entanglement. He was like, it was an affair, and it was an entanglement. You sleeping with somebody ain't no.
But then on another radio show, he just came out and said there's never been any infidelities in my marriage. So it's just like it's a lot. It's a lot happening. Some stuff happening. Some therapy,
Right.
some counseling needs to be happening because it's some things that's some deep stuff that we don't know nothing about.
And
you know what I mean?
Build up. It's some build up, But what is the build up? We will never know what the build up is. Marvin said he said it's just like G.I. Jane joke. Tony Rock was just on the news. He doesn't like it, but he said he was going to stay off of it. Yeah, a lot of people are going to stay off. A lot of people aren't going to touch it. And then what's his name? Jim Carrey came up and said if it was him, he'll be suing Will for all the money or whatever he got.
He said something, then Alec Baldwin said something. I'm like, you literally, your gun went off and killed somebody. Like, how you saying anything about
Alec needs to be quiet because Alec ain't got no room to talk about nobody. He might go to jail for shooting somebody. And then I don't know how the gun went off. I didn't shoot it.
Hush. Concern yourself with yourself because it's a big job. You know what I'm saying?
Guns don't go off by themselves. I was always taught that. 22 years, I was taught guns don't go off by themselves.
They should not. They should not. And we know the amount of pressure you got to put behind it. Come on for it to maneuver. Come on now.
But it's so sad that, we have to talk down about each other, about our culture to others, and expect everything to be okay, and expect things to continue to go the same way that it's been going. That ain't gonna happen.
I mean, but folk gonna talk about you left and right. Again, we just went to a comedy show. You done been to a comedy show. We just had one. You done been to one. I'm pretty sure a lot of our viewers done been to one. You already know most of the time people want to get their own time because A, what? They don't want to get talked about coming in late. And B, they don't want to sit in the front because what? They don't want to get talked about because it's a comedy show. That's what they do. Now, I done seen a video of a guy said something crazy. He ran up on the stage and was ready to fight the comedian. It's just like, these are just jokes, you know what I mean? And if you're taking it personal some type of way, like, this is what I do. This is what you came for. You came to laugh. I'm going to talk about people. And so, Chris Rock is a comedian. He's going to talk about somebody. He's sitting on the front row.
And they were saying that now comedians,
now everybody's so soft and tiptoe. We got an eggshell. Yeah. You can't even enjoy yourself because everybody's taking everything so literal and personal. It's insane.
Yeah, you're right. But
okay, that's where the aggression needs to go more of exactly.
But the whole thing about it is he knew about that. You know what I'm saying? He knew about that affair. He knew what was going on. He knew that she was sleeping with him because they were in that kind of relationship. But what he didn't know was she loved him. She was in love with him and not in love with Will. That's what hurt him the most, when you no longer love your mate. Your mate no longer loves you because you've allowed them to do some things that
you don't open up Pandora's box.
Correct. And that's pretty much what happened. So when he really found out that how Jada really felt about that boy, it was like, you got to go. That's enough.
And then that's an embarrassment because that's your son's friend. Like, you took advantage of a situation. Like, that's crazy to me too.
Yeah.
Like, that's your child's friend.
But hey,
so therefore he's a kid. Like, he's an adult. He's over 21. Right. I'm just saying, like, that's not like mentally. Where were you at? You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying. To know that both of them took advantage of his situation or that situation,
right,
led to the smack. Because after all of that entanglement stuff, Will was in a lot of places by himself. He was doing a lot of things by himself. She kind of took a step back from the red table to gain composure or whatever she needed to do or however she needed to do it. But
she was out in public with this young man. You know what I mean? Her son's friend. She was out in public on the red carpet with him holding hands. It just was inappropriate.
Yep. Robert says it's his pastor said it best. Hollywood
always got some mess.
They always some scandals, infidelity, illegal activity, some shootings, killing, beating folks up, abuse. Enjoy the large life. you have around you and family and friends and leave that other stuff alone, aka TV. Absolutely. But some people just thrive on that. They thirsty for that. They thirsty for the negativity. They thirsty to talk about somebody, for whatever reason it is. Who cares? I mean, I don't care.
Right.
I mean, you can talk about, I know a lot of people that talked about me and still talking about me. Ask me if I care.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't. I do not care. And I'm a smile in your face. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. I don't give a
You just can't physically put your hands on people. You can't do that.
Jada has always ran that marriage. She's always done, Will has always done what she wanted him to do. I think he should have stayed with his first wife. But I think Jada came in the midst of in between that, him and his first wife. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Will doesn't have any say at all, and we all see that. We do. But I still think that she came between him and his first wife. I can't think of the first wife's name, but
Cherie.
yeah, she came between them. I do feel that she came between them because him and Will, her and Will were married, and the stuff that Will is doing or gone through, I don't think that, and I don't know because I'm just hindsight looking in. I don't think he would have suffered as much as he has been now because she appears to be a down to earth person, and she talked about it because she even went to the red table and they discussed it. Her and Jada did, how they didn't used to like each other, but ended up being, good friends and, going
Because
on,
of the kid. Yeah.
because of the kids. So it's a lot. It's more than
It's
what
more
we,
to it than we know. It's more to it than we'll ever know.
yeah,
But being physical with someone is just, unless it's in self-defense, it's just not. It's a lot of. It just could have been avoided. I feel it could have just
yeah,
been handled in a different way. I
right.
mean,
They're
definitely
children.
stand up for your wife, but you ain't got to front and do it for other people. Even if
Right.
he was still standing up for his wife, if he'd have talked to Chris Rock off the camera and say, "Hey, I felt that was disrespectful. I feel like when you get back up there, you need to apologize to my wife because she's going through some stuff and that wasn't cool." You know
And
what I mean? And just left it at that.
keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. But you the Fresh Prince of Bel Air that you say you don't use profanity, but you use profanity on national TV. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, because that don't make no sense. You don't use profanity in your music, but you just curse that man out on national TV. Make it make
Snap. He snapped. It's like an
he,
episode of Watching Snap. He really snapped.
he snapped. He really snapped. He did. That was one.
His eyes had got bloodshot and glossy, and yeah, he snapped.
And my question is, how much had he been drinking? If he had drank before, because I'm sure they had a little something sitting over there, or champagne, because cheering and toasting and all that other stuff. But here nor there, you still ain't got no business putting your hands on nobody.
You can't do that.
You
People will
cannot.
say, people will always bring up negative things that may have happened in the past, or to make you feel some kind of way or make you feel stuck. But at the end of the day, if you've moved away from that, you've moved along from that, and the people involved have moved along from that, you can't allow a person to keep you there. You know
No.
what I mean? We allow a person to keep us in that negative space if that's where we were at one time. We've all made bad decisions. We've all
Yeah.
made mistakes. And so if you allow someone to keep you there, that's where you'll be.
Right. You
And it
know,
takes you out of character.
and it ain't that major. Well, for me, it ain't. I mean, I'm sorry, it ain't that major for me, because then I'm not gonna be bothered by you, because I'm gonna sleep well. The only reason why I don't sleep well is my toe might have a pain in it or something. But
My like mine do.
you know, I'm gonna sleep well. But you should not. I agree. You should not allow that to fester in your spirit. That it
It
hampers
controls
you.
you. Yeah.
It controls you, right? It eats at you. Just all you talk about. You talk to other people about it. Don't make no sense. Make it make sense to me. But then we always want to say what Jesus says. Yeah, we know He say God is
But
good.
we're
Yeah,
human. We're human, and every emotion that we have
we
was
know
God
He good.
given. Was God given, but you have to be able to channel that in a certain way, because we all get pissed off, we all get mad, we all get upset.
Yeah,
We've all done some things we probably shouldn't have that everybody and their mama don't know about.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But if somebody want to bring it up, Now it's like, oh, here we go, and that's fine. We can address it or do whatever you have to, but don't let that, if it's negative, don't let that keep you there in that place if you've moved on.
There is, the Bible says your tongue, you speak life and death. There's power in the tongue. So that's why I'm like, people got to be careful what they say and how they say it. And I often say that, and I say it a lot of times. It's like, it's what you say, how you say it, when you say it, and you got to be careful with all three of those, because you do speak life and death. There is power.
And words can hurt, and they do hurt. We grew up sticks and stones break my bones, but words won't hurt. Words do hurt, and they can hurt. But you can't allow them. You can't allow it to give it power over you to where you're making decisions that's going to cost you everything. It's not worth it.
And you're right. And another thing is, often I say this too: touch not thy anointed and do thy prophet no harm. I mean, so you got to be careful what you say and what you do with people. And you're right, Marva. It's about to cost Will and Jada some coins. How many coins? And Willow and whatever that other boy name. They gonna Jaden. They gonna get their money too, because he was all on there telling some, this how we do it. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I
saw that.
Say that. You just left it alone. Don't even say nothing. Just leave it as it is. Don't comment. Don't say a word. Because they're about to lose a lot. He's already lost a lot. He might not get another movie. I mean, unless he's paying for it himself, because who in Hollywood wants to be bothered with Will Smith right now? He's almost like another Chris Brown, but Chris Brown a bad boy, and he gonna keep performing. But he like to lay them hands too. He lay them hands on women, and he shouldn't. Yes,
Marva, the tongue is a double-edged sword.
That's why people need to be careful what they say, what they speak. Because we can speak things into existence, which can cause us
chaos
out. Yep, cause us to miss out on a blessing that God had waiting for us, and we wonder why things go so. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough for Will, because he's gonna wonder why things are so rough for him, because of what he did and what he said. Your actions, you just cannot do that. Cannot. Cannot do that. I can't say it enough. Cannot do that. But do I think I can appreciate for him for defending her, but not in that manner?
I understand it, but I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I don't like that, because he could have handled it in a different way. His mother even said she's never seen him in that manner. She's never seen him do anything like that until that night. So, as your mother, what is that saying? How much?
Well, and now you're gonna have folks digging up, the abuse that he's seen with his dad and his parents, and it's just gonna go totally left, right, field, up, down,
entirely,
all the way, all the way, every which way it can go.
Yeah, entirely too much. I mean, it's gonna be Will Smith. It's already overload. Everything is overload.
It is. It's really out of control. It's too much. A lot has been putting out the shooting hand, and then now they talking about doing the red table talk with him, and I just like, Lord have mercy.
I mean, at this point in time, people need to let it go, as much as they can, and call it a day. So on that, yes, honey, that's what I got to do too. Marva, I got to get up.
Yes, I know. Yes, we don't came to the part of our show. Y'all know how we do it, where we do our personal positive quotes. And so, my positive quote is: stay positive and keep your hands to yourself. Don't be out here getting charges for something somebody said to you. Think in the heat of the moment, we all get angry, we all get rageful. Sometimes folks black out. You gotta think, you gotta think about your family. You gotta think. You gotta do your best to think. We all make poor decisions, but don't allow it to cost you or get you a record.
Right. or lose millions of dollars.
Yes, it's not worth it.
It is not worth it. And you know me, I'm like, yes, you need to be careful what you say, how you say it, and who you say it to. because a lot of times I think people don't understand and realize who they actually talking to and what they're saying to that individual. So be extremely careful, because there is your like Marva said, the tongue is a double-edged sword, and it speaks life and death. So you have to be extremely careful what you say and how you say it and
For
who you
sure.
say it to.
For
So
sure.
on that note,
And if you can apologize to somebody that you done wrong, apologize to them.
yes, positive in, positive out, and let's keep that thing rolling. Let's keep that thing moving. But y'all know at the end of the day, what I say, and I truly believe this, if you give, you don't have to worry about receiving. So stop walking around with your hands held out. The Bible does speak of this. Always better to give than it is to receive. And on that note, we'll see you next week. I'll go to the prayer line at Corinthian Baptist Church. Love y'all.
See
See
ya.
you later. All right, later next week.